Criss, do you believe you have free will?
Yes.
I made you say that. Thank you. Look, I'm going to prove, Criss, I'm going to prove that even if you're feeling like you got a sense of freedom here, I'm going to be able to control your choices. Actually, better than control, predict. I'm going to be able to predict your choices. Little demonstration here. Now I'm going to be using some cards here. What I've done is I've removed 10 cards from the pack. They're all the clubs, running ace right through 10. Now, I would call this the undisturbed order. No choices have been made. But in a moment, I'm going to deal the cards onto the table. And Criss, I'm going to ask you, at some point, you're going to say switch or deal. Switch or deal. And when you say switch, it's going to alter the order of the cards. All right? So let me start them off in what I would call the undisturbed order here. Like this, like this, like this. Okay, now I'm going to turn around. Going to face the camera, and now I'm going to try to figure out, are you going to ask me to switch once, twice, 3 times, maybe even 4 times, maybe 5 times. I don't know how many times you're going to ask me to switch. So let me do this. Getting a sense here. Getting a sense. Because I think I know you. I've spent enough time with you, Criss. I think I have a sense. No. I think, have I done it? Okay, there. Okay, here we go. I've set them up. Basically a prediction of how many times you'll have me switch and exactly where. Criss, I'm going to deal them on the table very slowly. First 2 cards, switch or deal?
Switch.
I know. Okay, great. Next 2 cards, switch or deal?
Deal.
Okay. Next 2, switch or deal?
Switch.
Okay. Next 2, switch or deal?
Switch.
Okay. Last 2, switch or deal?
Deal.
Okay. Now, if I were to tell you now, I knew not only how many times you'd have me switch, but exactly where, you wouldn't believe me. So watch. I want you to see the proof is right here. I perfectly predicted exactly when and where you'd have me switch the cards, and totally ended up back where we started with them in perfect order. Leopold, 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 Leopold. If you have ever stood there with some friends staring at those damn pictures that you stare at them, the patterns, and all of a sudden they pop 3D, you know those pictures in the kiosk in the mall, those 3D photo things? If you're one of those people who can never see the damn three-dimensional, this may not have fooled you. And what I mean by that is this is about perception and about setting up the right images for people to buy into what is essentially a con job. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. I want this YouTube channel to be the most lush and interesting beginner level channel available here on YouTube, and I want to include this kind of psychological ruse as well. This is based on a very old principle that I first learned is called the dealer switch principle, hence why I incorporated into this. Now, when I used to do this for people, I wasn't able to bring it to life in the same ways. It took me a lot of performing to finally bring it to life and get those key images. So, grab yourself. You go through the pack, or you can have somebody else do it while you're doing some mentalism or a coin trick for somebody else. They would remove ace to 10, any suit, hearts, diamonds, clubs, ace to 10, and they do that. Now, it's important that you show them. You say, here they are running ace to 10. So they see this picture. And I like to say to them, I'm going to try to predict your choices. I'm going to deal them down, and you're going to tell me when to switch them. And this makes it all so real for them. You're going to tell me when to deal sometimes and other times when to switch. And by showing them visually what's going to happen, you all but guarantee they buy into the con, okay? Then I turn them around and I say, so let me get them back to their original order. And I do. Get them back to ace. And sometimes I'll even show them again. You know, now they're back to where they should be, and I'm reverse the order here. Boom, boom, boom. Having done all that for them, here we go. I remind them again that this is my starting order, okay? This is before you've made any choices, and I show them to them. Okay, now I come around. I look at them, say, and this is a great opportunity if you're dealing with a cute human, a cute woman, whatever. It's a great opportunity to lean in and say, let me get a sense of what time you can ask them, are you a Capricorn? Are you a Sagittarius? And you know, what month were you born? And when they give you the answer to these silly, mindless questions, you shift a card each time. Now, all I'm doing is shifting the cards, and then when I do a few last choices, okay, I actually return them back to their orders. So, you guys need to know, these are running from ace right through to 10, and I haven't changed the order at all, okay? Now, I come on down here, and I say, okay, you get to decide switch or deal. Now, the reality is, my lovely YouTube fan base, is that whether you switch the order or deal them down, it doesn't change the order of the cards in the least, okay? So this is one of these ones, once you see the secret, you're going to think, oh, will this ever fool anybody? It fools people very badly. I love it, okay? So notice, if I deal them, it's 10, then 9. If I switch the order, I say, oh, you want me to switch? Okay, I'll switch the order and put them down. It's still 10 and 9. If they say deal the next 3, it's still running down 10, 9, 8, 7. If they say switch these 2, it's still going to be 6, 5, 4, 3, switch 2 and 1. Okay, so I actually don't change the order of the cards at all. But this whole idea of I'm going to predict your choices. So you go down, and remember the key line of script. They said switch, deal. Okay. The key line of script is, it'd be one thing for me to say to you how many times. And you know, if you count, if they say 4 times, as soon as you're done, you say 4. I knew you were going to ask me to switch the cards 4 times. And of course, they think you're just bullshitting at that point. And you say, and the key line of script on this is, not only did I have a sense of how many times you'd have me switch them, but even when. And when you turn these over, now you can either turn them over and fan them out, which is just very pretty dramatic way, or you can say, and now you might think I'm just saying that, but watch. I knew all 3 times exactly when and where you'd ask me to switch the cards.